The Hugelkultur method is one of the most popular gardening methods today, and for good reasons. It works very, very well when it's done correctly. Now, we have used this method for years and it has produced some of our biggest harvests, our most beautiful plants, but there are some things to keep in mind. Some folks are not giving you the full story, folks, and there are some things to consider. Otherwise, you might have some issues. That's right. So a lot of times people will start off with just carbon on the bottom. I recommend using the Hugelkultur and lasagna style gardening methods together and think about layers. Even though you're thinking about layers, it is best to put your largest carbon pieces like logs, branches, twigs, sticks, things like that, and very dry vegetation towards the bottom, the majority of that towards the bottom. Now, you can see here, we have sorghum grass and other vegetation that is green that we have layered in here like a lasagna. The reason why we do that is because we want nitrogen present, touching the carbon. Now, the problem that a lot of people run into, whether they're doing a large Hugelkultur mound or bed, or they're using the Hugelkultur pot or container, smaller container techniques, is that they have, when the carbon breaks down, they get nitrogen bound, okay? So as the carbon breaks down, it's going to suck nitrogen, perhaps for lack of better words, into the carbon, and it's going to chemically break down. There's the mechanical breakdown from the freezing and thawing cycles that happen naturally, and from rain moving throughout your Hugelkultur pile. But that chemical process, the carbon and nitrogen, I'm gonna say working together, okay, is very important to consider. If you have too much carbon and not enough nitrogen, as the carbon breaks down, it will rob nitrogen from your surrounding plants near the roots, and that is not good. So, in an effort to make sure that we have plenty of nitrogen bioavailable to our plants and plenty of nitrogen to help this carbon break down, we are layering nitrogen throughout with the carbon, including on the bottom layers. I have added compost, finished compost towards the bottom of this to inoculate this, add nitrogen and a mix of lots of different nutrients, diversity of nutrients. And I will be continuing to add nitrogen to these layers of carbon. Now, when I get towards the top 4 inches or so, typically with gardening, you want to have at least 6 inches of growing depth for most plants. However, this stuff breaks down pretty quick. So 4 inches, I think, will be enough for the roots to move downwards. By the time the roots get about 4 inches or so, that area, the 5th and 6th inch layers, will already be breaking down and there'll be lots of nutrients present. So do not forget your nitrogen. When you're getting all that carbon down, your branches, your sticks, your twigs, and your dried vegetation, make sure you're adding nitrogen as well. A really good source of nitrogen for this is urine. That's right. 1 part urine, 10 parts water, and urine is nitrogenous waste. Keyword in there, nitrogen, okay? It is a great compost catalyst. It's great for your Hugelkultur beds and a great fertilizer in general. We will only add urine maybe every 3 to 6 months, 1 or 2 times max, because of possible salt buildup. Also, if you're using urine, make sure you're not using any urine from anyone that takes any pharmaceuticals. Clean urine only, okay? And that's it. Don't forget your nitrogen. We'll be adding rabbit manure, more compost, more green vegetation, adding our greens with those carbon layers. And that should prevent your soil from not having enough nitrogen present for your plants. I hope you found this helpful. Please subscribe and take care, everybody.